research is this dealing with the soil and aquaculture. So these are very two interlinked things, and plus salinity and all those issues. So I am really looking forward to your lecture today. I think I will not waste much time. Please start. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome, and thank you, one and all. And sorry from my side also, being some technical glitch, there was issue happened. So without wasting much time, straight away I'm sharing my presentation. Just give me 1 second. Sonia, kindly confirm me if my presentation is visible on the screen. Just a moment. Uh, it is visible. Hello.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Dr. Srivastava, it is very much visible. You
Okay,
can,
thank you. Make it
yeah,
in presentation mode, right?
yes.
Oh,
Right.
okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, very good afternoon to one and all. And once again, I just wanted to thank the host institute who selected me for this topic. And rightly, sir told that it's an important topic. And so we will see how much we can justice to this topic. Before I'll start, I should wanted to make one thing. Being I am an fisheries expert, and soil is actually required in every other field. I'm going to deal more on the fisheries side or aquaculture side rather than the agriculture side. So, uh, just a second. Slide is moving? No. Yeah. Once please confirm if slide is moving.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it is moving.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Okay, so today's topic is based on the celebrating. We are celebrating on the World Soil Day. So based on that, actually, I received the topic on soil. So the theme of this presentation is the blue regeneration, utilizing a culture to reclaim inland saline and sodic soils and revitalizing primary productivity. I am Dr. Vivek Srivastava, HOD Aquaculture and College of Fisheries Science, Kamdhin University. We are at Himmatnagar. This is from my side. So this presentation basically divided into three part. In that first, I would like to introduce a bit about the fisheries. At the same time, soil water interaction, or I should say dynamics. A sort of chemistry is involved in that. So I hope and after that the types of soils which is available, and what are the problems which are facing, and not only it is restricted to a state. It is almost around the globe. We are suffering from the problem of bad quality of soil in a very layman's language, if I'll tell. So this is introduction, the soil water interface. In that, if you'll see what is the soil water interface and why I have to add water in that, being I already mentioned that I am from fisheries. So without water, that will be very difficult for me to discuss soil. So as we all are knowing, means all the panelists, and we all well aware that our population is increasing day by day. At the same time, global warming and everything, they are badly impacting on our resources. So we are facing shrinking resources when we are considering land and water. And when it comes to shrinking resources, I would like to add one more thing. We are resourcing with the quality resources. Our quality of air, our quality of soil, and our quality of water is deteriorating day by day. And global warming is responsible for that. And so many places we are also responsible that. So when we are going with the soil and water, so we just have a look how this soil water is. I'm audible, na? Because I cannot see face, only I can see my presentation.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
you are
so
audible, sir.
Okay, okay,
yes,
Yes,
thank
sir.
yes.
you. Okay. So soil water actually, as you can see this picture, I think that see picture as I've quoted in that bottom some soil and water is there. So if we you just try to watch a middle layer in that soil and water, and that touching part, that where water is touching to the soil, that is what called interface. So this is basically interface, and this is basically a heavy or a I should say this is a complex biology, chemistry is going on there in every sense where water touch soil, whether it is a pond or an ocean or a river or lake or anything. So, because as we have just started late, so I should not go and the detail in that. And that core idea I'm reading. So these interface connect pond health to the soil. It must be managed together. So managed together means what? We have to keep our water so in quality. By that, our soil will be already the health of the soil will be improved. So this is, I think, the interface is okay. And how aquaculture affect interface? Here I am telling against the aquaculture. And aquaculture, I wanted to make you all aware, those who are not knowing aquaculture is nothing. It's a culturing of fishes in a controlled environment. Control environment in the sense, suppose fishes which is inhabiting in the sea, marine areas, or some rivers, they are not in our control. They are breeding themselves, they are feeding themselves, they are rearing themselves, and they are fighting with their, if they are deceased, they are fighting themselves. But hello.
I request everyone, please mute yourself. Otherwise, I have to remove you from the meeting. Except for the speakers, I request everyone, please mute yourself. So
Okay.
please continue.
Yeah. So when we are talking about the control environment where we are taking fishes and we are culturing them in a pond where we can, I should not tell control environment, semi-control environment or captivity, I should say. So where at least we can take care of a few parameters, like, we can manipulate some parameters, pH, temperature, not in fact temperature, pH, dissolve oxygen, and the noxious nitrogen and associated byproduct of that. So how aquaculture affects interface? Here I'm talking against the aquaculture which is deteriorating the soil. And later will come how the deteriorate soil will be corrected by this aquaculture. So in aquaculture, what we are doing, we are putting some fishes or we are putting particular stocking density. We are having certain area where we are just keeping fishes, and after that, as per their body weight or scientific findings, we are giving feed to them. And feed is nothing. This is just a combination of protein, carbohydrate, lipid, mineral, vitamin, salts, and everything. And these feed generally in
Sir,
aquaculture. What? Hello.
yeah, Vivek sir, your
Yeah.
PPT is not available. Can you reshare again? It just stopped somehow.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it is moving.
No, you please reshare. We cannot.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
just a moment. There, entire screen.
I think.
It is there.
Okay.
Now it is there. Hello.
Yes, it is there. It is there, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay, fine, 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 fine. So this I was talking like aquaculture, how it is creating chaos sometime. So when we are putting so many feed and when we are putting excess feed to the environment, one point of time we are harvesting our fishes, and that huge water body which is we are utilizing for culture of our fishes, that is enriched in the sense of organic load. That water body we are flushing out to the soil or some water bodies, ultimately it is reaching to the soil where excess amount of salts, excess amount of organic matter that may come. So it is completely altering the biology or flora and fauna of that place. So this is a way how aquaculture is against or it is participating in the deteriorating the soil. So this is the core idea. What is this? Aquaculture effluent. Aquaculture effluent in the sense whatever the water body, whatever the water which is remained after utilizing harvesting of the fishes, a eutrophied, phosphorus rich, nitrogen rich, organic load rich water, which we are flushing out to the system. So it will difficult. It is making a chaos. Then again, at this point also we can use it. There is a system what called ETP, like effluent treatment plant, where if instead of releasing directly this water to the other water bodies or in the soil or in the land, we can keep this huge water mass in a place for some times, and we can treat, and after that we can reach. So this is something, the core idea. Pond wasn't isn't just what waste, it's a soil conditioner. When we will go with this ETF, effluent treatment plant, and we will treat this enriched or eutrophied water for some time with some chemicals, or particularly we are just oxygenating them, so the load, the harmful effect of those of that enriched water will reduce for a quite higher level. So in that time, it won't remain as a waste. It will act as a soil conditioner. Why soil conditioner? Because this water is actually very rich in phosphorus, very rich in nitrogen, very rich in organic matter. So we need to reduce their quantity. Now, as the salinity, my topic is slowly enter into the salinity. So I just wanted to tell salinity also. I should mention this. In aquaculture, basically, in fisheries, basically, we are having three kind of culture system. In that, one is freshwater aquaculture system, another is brackish water aquaculture system, and third is marine. So when it comes to the freshwater, it's like very less salinity, like zero point 0.5 ppt. It's nothing. Almost we are getting in our domestic, water. When it reached to zero point 0.5 to up to 30, it is a brackish water. Generally in coastal areas, we are getting those water. And when it comes to the marine, means when we are talking about the sea, so these are the marine. So fishes also classified as per that. Few freshwater fishes which are inhabiting only in freshwater condition, means they don't require any salinity. A part of that, brackish water fishes, they require salinity. They are having specialized mechanism to tolerate or to live in those water. If a freshwater fish it will put in a brackish water fish, they will die because they don't have that mechanism, right? So this is again the core idea. Pond can't act as a salt pump to the control subsurface salinity. Now, how this pond, especially brackish water pond, and in Gujarat, everybody might have aware about one species, that is shrimp culture. So shrimp culture is huge in Gujarat, and these shrimps, or in Hindi, I can say jhinga. In jhinga, we are telling it. The jhinga is generally cultured in the salt marine water. So those huge water bodies are also responsible to add soil in the soil when we are draining those huge ponds water in the other water bodies or in the soil. So that's how again soil aquaculture is contributing in the this increasing salinity. So what is the way out? Integrated management for sustainability. We have to anyhow. We cannot see things separately. Water, soil, fish, environment, and population, food. These are interrelated, interconnected things. So we need. That's why we are having. We should go with the integrated management approach, how by which we can adapt sustainability in all the ways. So what is that? We need to, the very first thing, we need to see the monitoring. We need to see the pond salinity and soil salinity. Means this is a over the period of data. Suppose a period of data of 5 years. This is the work of researchers basically on that. These are this kind of studies come out. So is there is a difference in the pond salinity or soil salinity over the period of time? What is happening actually? Whatever the soil's nature, that will reflect in the pond water or any water bodies. So means ultimately I want to say that if a soil is salty in nature, the water will automatically saline nature. So this is ultimately, so we need to keep a watch on both. We cannot separate water. So pond as well as pond water as well as soil. We need to keep a watch always. Then we can suppose we are having we disturb some species, or we disturb some water bodies. So we can go for alternate between fish production and salt tolerant crop. So suppose a area which is shrimp, where shrimp was culture over the period of time, and we are flushing those water in the near water bodies, and the salinity of that land is higher inside. So that that can be treated. There is a small way. We will go in thorough details after some time, but there is a way where we can treat it. 1 year shrimp culture, particularly in that area. Another year we should go for a we should not culture that shrimp. So what will happen? The impact of the layering of the salt in that region will be in a controlled way. These are the things which happens actually. These are the things which people practice. And a part of that, the sludge and all these things I have already mentioned that we can use it wisely. That also we will discuss in the form of fertilizer and all these things, means that organic rich sludge. So this is again combining, and after that turn waste into resources. There are aquaponics and so many stuffs are coming in that. So we will not go in that detail. We will come to our area, or means we will slowly dive deep in our conversation. So, what all the important areas where this aquaculture and salinity and water are participating? That integrated aquaculture, where we are having aquaculture paddy animal models. So, generally, it sounds something. What is the relation with this aqua paddy animal model? So, this we can understand why they were so many paddies. They are salt tolerant, and so many paddies they inhabited or they are growing in the freshwater only. So those area which is salt tolerant means those area which is salt exposed, or those land which cannot be utilized for the crop, where this normal wheat or rabi or kharif crops cannot be cultured. We should go with the paddy which is already existed in the in Indian conditions, which is salt tolerant. So there is a model developed particularly when it comes to the fisheries, integrated aquaculture, where brackish water fishes or paddy, which is said, or rice paddy, which is salt tolerant, and some animal models. That kind of things we are utilizing, and these are the different things. And this the area which I wanted to make it important, and that is inland saline soil, this eighth one, utilization of inland saline soil for fish and shrimp culture, that we go. So these are the different areas where means salinity and every salinity water, and this can be utilized. And these are some commercial species which can be cultured in that tilapia, genti, rohu, mussels, Indian pampano, Reki centronome canadum, that is cobia, then Trachinotus blocki, silver pampano, pearl spot, Etroplus suratensis. These are the candidate species which is having in high demand. And after that we are having some ornamental fishes. They are very high in demand, very beautifully scenic beauty they are creating in house in the aquarium. Blue damsel, striped damsel, and all these things, all the breeding and feeding and rearing technology is already established. And some other freshwater ornamental fishes, they can rear some sort of salinity, that is a goldfish and this guramis and barbs, these kind of fishes. So this is again, if I'll talk particularly in Gujarat scenario, the last line I want to notice you all guys, that Gujarat is having approx 0.035 million kilometer square inland saline area, which can be utilized for the culture of sustainable. This inland saline affected area are the area which is not suitable for agriculture. Why? Because these lands are not fit for agriculture. These land we cannot go for the floriculture, we cannot go for horticulture and all these things. So what, this is considered as a wasteland. But the narration waste to wealth is the solution coming offering by agriculture only. Okay, so this inland we will go in that. So just keep it mind, or keep this as a flashpoint, inland saline affected areas, how they are creating and all these things we will see. And the huge, and this is I'm talking about the Gujarat only. We are almost in India 9 million hectare we are having. So this is again a very big hectic problem which is facing, and there's a policymaker also, so many policymaker also finding in some areas. So this is a brief introduction with a combination, or a complex combination, I should say. This I just wanted to try fishery, soil, and everything like this. And slowly we are entering some soil dynamics, and because dynamics is so important to understand. Why? Because until unless we will not correlate and understand what is exactly happening and why this is affecting so many things. So if we'll see, this is a picture which is near side. We are having different layers. So what is happening generally when we are digging any land, piece of land and everything, so we are having certain layers. So these layers are classified O, A, B, C, and R. And if you just concentrated on O layer, that is organic matter or humus, I should say, or this organic matter is responsible for good growth. They are supporting good agriculture, plant growth. And after that, the A layer, that is organic mixed with the mineral matter, that is all equally importance for sustaining for sustaining that crop for a period of time. And after that, we are having subsoil, that is mixture of sand, silt, or clay. This is the last layer up to which we can think, or we can manipulate, we can we can change these things. And this is equally OAB layers are so important for especially O and A layer are so important for agriculture, whereas when it comes to the aquaculture, O, A and B layers are so important, because when it comes to a particle, or I wanted to notice that you can have a look at this clay particle. So the clay particle is so important because it is having its own, characteristics. So this is something again. This is the this just what I told that that just explanation of that. In that, the core idea I'm just reading, that is soil stratification. This is generally layers are considered stratification. That soil stratification governs nutrient and gas exchange design pond to managing layering. Okay, based on this OAP, this we will able to understand what will be the fate of our pond, what will be the fate of our culture fish pond when we will start fish culture and everything. And suppose a layer, suppose if you can see this picture, we are having a huge patch where fringes we are having some water. A part of that it is coming covered by mosses or something. So this is a damp area, or damp area, which is I can say there is a no aerobic or aeration provisions are there. So in such situations, and one request I just wanted to make you all of you, if I'm talking about fisheries or this similar conditions, so it is equivalent applicable to agriculture. I'm not using word agriculture again, but it is equally applicant to aquaculture, because if a site which I'm telling to you, I will give I will tell about the aquaculture, but such situation, the soil or the water which is damp is limiting in aerobic condition. In such area, we are having organic or methane kind of gases. So this is again difficult for any kind of support, any kind of agriculture crop or fisheries. And this is again the detail I will take. So I am skipping this slide. I will take detail. Now, I just wanted to make all alert on this soil. So we are having one side a healthy soil and side is sodic soil. And another word which is catching, that is sodic soil. Initially, I told inland saline soil, and this is the sodic soil. So you can see the difference, the color and the particle. If these two, you can compare these two soil, you know, healthy soil and sodic soil. So black in color, white in color. White is happening. This is nothing. This is salt. This is salt percolated in the soil up to great depth. And that happened because of the human intervention. We will see how it is happening. So we are having saline soil introduce ionic stress into pond system. This I will not go in this because it will make you somewhat. I'll tell like this. So all of you heard one thing, that if we are putting one grape in a salt water, fresh water, or a salt water, fresh water, I can say. So what will happen if we are putting one grape in a salt water? What will happen? Or if you are putting one on this grape in a fresh water, what will happen? So you just imagine. But one thing what is happening, there is a punch thumb rule. Salt all when there is a salt, water follows that. Behind the salt always water will go. Okay. So this is so important concept, which is responsible for the ionic stress, osmoregulations, this kind of stuff, which fishes and plant, they are having the mechanism to fight in such soil as well. Now this I'm skipping because I'll take in different detail. Now from here, actually, whatever the things I have left, this will cover in this factor. So this is a core chemistry or core dynamics. I just wanted to make you what is happening exactly. So basically, soil is a key factor in aquaculture, and then most of the pond is built from the most of the pond is having the earthen pond where soil contact with water, and we are having many dissolves and suspended substances are derived from the contact with the soil. So just imagine, all of you imagine, we are digging a pond, and when there is a flat land, after that we dig a pond. So in that scenario, what is happening? We are having only soil, and above soil there is a air. only air. And what is happening after a point of time? What is happening? Certain biochemical, certain organic matter will develop definitely there, because when we are digging maybe some, organic thing, or maybe some plant which died, so that will ultimately convert into the organic matter, and that will expose to the air. So what is happening? A pond we are digging, and after that we have just digging down all the soil. At this moment we are having soil, and above that air. Now imagine a situation, we are putting water in that, slight water. So when soil mix with water, it turned into the mud. Okay, when soil mixed with the water, it turned into the mud. Now what is happening? When this soil slowly, this water slowly come in the contact with the soil, which is drained, and there was interface of air and soil only. Now this water is coming in the contact of soil. The space between the soil particle, which was initially filled with the air, now those space will be filled with the water. Okay. And I hope things you can imagine what I'm telling. Like initially only soil with water when we dug the pond, and after that when we pour the water, when we fill the pond with the water, the air is kept, and the water will be gushed into the soil particle. The time water will gush into the soil particle, the availability of one thing will come into the picture. That is water activity. And water activity for whom? That is for the bacteria. Now, we heard that bacteria generally require three conditions to proliferate, to multiply. One is water activity, another is pH, and third is substrate for eating and having. Right. So what is happening? This is we that water activity and pH. There will be definitely some pH of the soil. Water entered, water activity came, and after that, organic matter, as I already told, some organic matter will be there. So these water and this three combination will allow all the bacteria which was inside the soil, they will come into the they will come into the exercise, and after that they will start to decompose the more available bacteria, more available organic matter over there, right? So what is happening slowly with this water, some oxygen also came. And I just wanted to make one point here. See, oxygen, all we required oxygen to live, is it? So we are taking air. Ultimately, we are taking oxygen. We are taking oxygen. But in aquatic system or aquatic soil water interface, whatever the aquatic animals, they are taking dissolve oxygen, not oxygen only, dissolve oxygen means they are taking dissolve oxygen. So when water touch with the soil, there will be enough dissolved oxygen is there. But when these bacteria start to work and feed or disintegrate this organic matter, they will utilize that oxygen. When they will utilize that oxygen, what will happen? Slowly and slightly, this oxygen will be depleted up to a great extent. So I should tell the very first condition is this: the initially soil with air, after that, water gushed and air removed, and there will be oxygen rich layer on soil water interface. And there will be what happens slowly, these bacteria they multiply themselves and they utilize all the oxygen. So that water soil interface is anaerobic in condition now. Understood? Now, when the anaerobic condition, this water and soil will be there, what will happen? Certain metals or ions we have heard oxidation and reduction. Is it? Oxidation in simple language, if I'll tell, oxidation is something to increase the valency, or I should say if Fe2 positive, a mineral or a element, iron, Fe, iron, when it Fe2 positive turns to the Fe3 positive, it is converting its characteristic from ferric to from ferrous to ferric. Okay, and there is a valency increasing by one. So similarly, so many minerals, they are changing their valency, or they are oxidizing or reducing with the help when in the availability of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen. So what is happening here in the last line? You just see, for example, potassium and certain chemical process will be there that we'll understand. There is a no, in this I will tell. So, example, like this, when it comes to this oxygen and deoxygenation condition, few dynamics are going on in the bottom and how it is happening. For example, phosphorus absorbed by pond soil and can become buried in the sediments and lost for the circulation with the full available phosphorus. Now, phosphorus is something which is having a habit, and to the audience, I want to tell this NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. This is equally important in agriculture, and this is equally important in aquaculture system. Why? Because in aquaculture system, they required for the primary productivity. Primary productivity in the terms of microscopic, plants, or followed by microscopic animals, or I should say zooplankton. So this phosphorus, when we are putting in the water or when we are putting in the soil in agriculture field, if our soil is not in oxidized state or in reduced state, they will behave differently. Phosphorus is in a habit to absorb and absorb. I hope everyone is clear, audience. AD, you can see here AD I'm talking, not AB. Absorb in the sense to touching on a surface, loosely they will, but they will not, they will substances bind, but loosely. So phosphorus, how it will act? It will absorb. So suppose we pour some phosphorus to increase the primary productivity in either in aquaculture pond or in the field. Okay. So this will be absorbed in the pond soil. And we thought that okay, we poured or we gave the delivery of phosphorus, and now we will get some primary productivity, but still we are not getting. So what we will do? We will put more phosphorus in that. Is it? So it will and slowly what is happening, this phosphorus pool will be developed inside the bottom of this pond, and that will create, one day it will be burst out. And I hope you guys heard that, eutrophication. So that is excess of phosphorus or excess of this nutrient which is releasing simultaneously over the period of time, or in a, or a short period of time, I should say. And this is another changes are happening, that nitrogen compound means a nitrogen, from where nitrogen came, organic matter. Again, this organic matter made up of this carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, phosphorus, and all kind of things. So this nitrogen compound may be denitrifying from the pond bottom soil, and this will be lost to say nitrogen, right? Nitrogen gas. So this is something which is roughly happening over there. I'll come back to this soil again. So we are having, because I wanted to make a small introduction of our clay particle that is so important when it concerns to the, especially this agriculture as well as aquaculture. So clay particle is a very fine particle. This is least in diameter compared to silt, sand, and gravel. And the most important property of this clay particle is this, that they are negatively charged particle, not any other particles. Silt, sand, and gravel, they are higher in diameter. They are having different functions, different morphology and different, behavior. But when it comes to the charge, only clay particle is having charge, that too negatively charged particle. Okay. So this is again some different agencies classified. So we can see again the bottom clay particle, which is very less, that is 0.002 millimeter. That is so small particle, but it's a very important particle when it comes to the agriculture and aquaculture. And this is something which is, I think I should not read, but even I should say these are the important parameters of soil, particularly when concerned to the aquaculture and in terms of the production or productivity. So if our pH of the soil, and this is for the pH, remember, not for the water. And there is a thumb rule: if we are having pH of the water, pH of the soil is 5.5, the pH of the water will be 1 plus, means the pH of the water of that water body will be 6.5. So similarly, if we going for the high production, the pH level of that soil must be 6.5 to 7.5. And similarly, we are having available phosphorus, it should be greater than 60. It should be nitrogen, when we are talking, it should be greater than 500 ppm. Organic carbon must be between 1.5 to 2.5 percentage. And carbon nitrogen ratio, this is 10 to 15. Another important thing is carbon nitrogen ratio. This carbon nitrogen ratio is so important for the bacterial growth or bacterial activities. So we will not go in that because so remember, so there is if there is a carbon in the system and nitrogen in the system in the ratio 10 is to 15, or I should say if 10 carbon or 15 carbon compared to 1 nitrogen, that system will be highly productive. Why? Because in that ratio microbial activity will be so high, they will disintegrate the available organic matter, and whatever the organic matter which will be break down, ultimately they will come up in the element like nitrogen, phosphorus, carbon, potassium, this kind of structure. That's why this carbon nitrogen ratio means a lot. Okay. Now in the last line you can see ideal clay content in the pond soil is ranging between 25% to 50%. It means that your clay particles should be between 25 to 50%. There is a checking of the soil whenever you are going for agriculture or aquaculture. Particularly in aquaculture, we have to go with a how much amount of sand, silt and clay in a particular sample of the soil. So if that sample is having 25% to 50% of the clay, our soil is suitable for agriculture, aquaculture pond or fish pond. And similarly, this may be very in agriculture, but this clay component equally important over there. So this is again the four important features of the soil when it comes to the texture, as we already mentioned, soil, this sand, silt, clay, and gravels. Then organic matter, again, how much organic matter in the soil, that is another important point. pH of the soil and presence of absence of different toxic and or harmful or beneficial compounds. So these are the things. Now these are the process I was talking about, which is responsible, which is happening at the bottom interface, inter soil and water interface of the soil. What all these reactions might have, all are aware about this. I just skip it fast, but I will just read it for you. Dissociation, when something is dissociate. After that, the precipitation, when two compounds are, they are come together, they are making a complex, and their density will be higher, or they will settle down, or they behave like a strong oxidizing agent. Then hydrolysis, then neutralization, oxidation reduction, as we already mentioned, then complex formation, adsorption. Here you just see again adsorption of phosphorus on the soil means this phosphorus particle is bind with the soil colloidal particle. So though it is not more available in water for the primary productivity or in agriculture pond for to the plants. Then cation exchange, hydration. So these are the important reaction which is happening over the soil water interface. After that, these are the different process. Now sedimentation, you all are aware, sedimentation, decomposition. Generally decomposition, a process which we are ignoring, or we are not putting so much emphasis, but actually this is the main zeal of entire every process. If microbes will not be there, there will be no disintegration of any of the product, and we will be heavily dependent on the excess fertilizer and everything. So this decomposition is so important either in agriculture or in aquaculture. Photosynthesis, you're aware. Diffusion means something which is gradient based thing. Seepage, you're aware. Erosion, suspension. So these are the different process, and above that these are the reaction which is responsible, which is happening at the pond water interface. Now, this porosity and all these things, we are well aware if we are talking about these pond particles, then sand, silt, and clay. So this is something where sand is so small, they are closely bind among themselves. So they are not losing they are not, offering any of the pocket for air or water. So they are closedly bind themselves. But when we come to this first picture, this is sand or this is silt. They are different in shape, and this whole amount of bluish in color, that is either air or water. So there is so many pockets where they can enter. Similarly, in it is less, but when it comes to the clay, this is very less water or soil can be come and gushed between the two particles, right? This is another important properties which is responsible to tell whether your soil is porous or it can hold water or not. It is happening and again in agriculture and pond water system. If your suppose if your soil is made up of silt or sand, all the water which you are giving to your soil agriculture plant, what is happening? They are gushing down in the bottom due to gravity, right? They will not be available for the plants, right? So this is again, and this is again some chemistry I just wanted to tell. Okay, just a few conditions. What is happening under anaerobic condition? That sulfate reduced to sulfide, under anaerobic condition, I'm telling, right? Sulfates reduce sulfide, nitrogen substance reduced to ammonia, and iron reduced from Fe2 state to iron reduced to Fe3 state to Fe2 state, and some of the organic matter reduced to methane condition. This four conditioning happening in the absence of oxygen. When it comes to the agriculture, if there is no oxygen, well and fine. Just a minute. Means this four condition which is happening because of absence of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, this nitrogenous compound will convert to the ammonia, iron which is in ferric state, Fe3 phosphate will convert to the Fe2 stage, and organic matter will come into the methane stage. So again, a thumb rule I should say, particularly if there is no oxygen, whatever we are getting, that will be toxic in nature or harmful in nature. So these all parameters, especially sulfur, then ammonia, then this ferrous, Fe2 positive, then methane. These are not good for any ecosystem, either in agriculture or in aquaculture, right? So what is the way out? Way out is this: we need to again reoxygenate. We should to give oxygen to the water, is it? So we will again oxygenate, and after that, when we'll oxygenate this water, this all the state, ferrous state, Fe2 positive, when they will be oxidized, it will convert into the ferric state, sulfide will convert into the sulfate state, and ammonia will be in the nitrate or nitrite state. When there is oxidation, everything is okay, beneficial for plant or fishes, everything, right? And so this is something which is of the bottom chemistry I just wanted to deal with. I will not go much deal in that because otherwise it will be much more, chemistry side of thing. And this is again a important, player in case of fisheries, that is liming in all these things. So why we are doing liming? To increase the pH of the system. And we all are like humans, animals, plants, microbes, they require a particular amount of a particular pH to sustain. So again, when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to the aquaculture, we if we will calculate, there is a pH of 4.5 to 5. It means we are in the acidic situation, right? So we need to give a lime dose, that is calcium carbonate of 4,000 kg per hectare, and so on. This is for aquaculture, and because particularly in water, this pH really matters. And this is, you all are aware about that. Okay, this is a pH scale from 0 to and all. I just wanted to tell something about this water quality parameter also so important. This is again that ammonia, total ammonium nitrogen, that is TAN we are considering, and this is the villain in particularly fisheries, and this is directly proportional temperature as well as pH. So just see the graph, what is happening here. If we are keeping this pH, and suppose we will take pH, one pH. So no, I'll tell straight away. What is happening, that ammonia, basically two kind of ammonia is there. One is ionized ammonia, another is non-ionized ammonia. Or so jo ionized ammonia is there and non-ionized ammonia, they are having different toxicant component. Means one is more harmful and another is least harmful, but it is not required. So they are increasing. Suppose why we told about liming and everything, because if we are having a similar pH, say let's at 8.2, we are having 8.2 pH of our water or soil. At the temperature of 20 degrees centigrade, the concentration of ammonia is less. But similarly, when the temperature is going 30, 5-degree difference, that concentration of ammonia will be more. It means there is a trio: ammonia, pH, and temperature. These three things are responsible for sudden killing of fishes in the pond and water bodies or in lakes. Might have you heard so many times in early morning in particular lakes, so many fishes are died. The answer lie here, because early in the morning there will be depletion of oxygen, and and there will be a rise of pH, and rise of pH will be there. So this will be concentration of ammonia will be high and they will die. And this is again nitrification cycle, as you all are aware that nitrogen is converted into the particularly nitrate in the presence of nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. As I already mentioned, that oxygen is a key factor, that ammonia is available in the system. If there is no oxygen, this nitromonas will not take this oxygen, it will not perform, it will not break down this ammonia to the nitrite, and it will not available to the nitrobacter. So ammonia, oxygen availability, nitromonas present, it will convert whole system into the nitrite, and again nitrobacter, another kind of bacteria, they will utilize this oxygen and they will convert into the nitrate. So this is taken by the plants, nitrates, right? And this is something, two other factors, there's alkalinity and hardness. That is again, a complex situation. You can see here in the lower group, pH is there. So that pH is, pH, when our pond pH is 4 to 6. So just a moment. If our pond pH is 4 to 6, it means in the system we are having huge carbon dioxide. And just remember, and just, I just wanted to make you all that fishes, we and everything, what we are doing, we are releasing carbon dioxide and taking oxygen. Fishes are taking oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide. But plants, aquatic plants, especially algae, especially primary productivity of the pond, river, lake, and everything, they in the daytime they are creating oxygen through photosynthesis, but in the night, in the absence of sun, they are taking that oxygen, us, in respiration and releasing carbon dioxide. So just believe, in the night, this is the scenario of the night. In the night, what is happening in aquatic system, huge amount of carbon dioxide will be there. When the huge amount of carbon dioxide will be there, react with the water, carbonic acid will be formed, and the pH drop from 4 to 6, between 4 to 5. So this is the very less pH where fish can sustain or survive. So we should be always be in a situation, and what is making responsible this pH down? That is carbon dioxide. That's why oxygen plays so much important role here, that we should always pump oxygen. By that, this pH, this carbon dioxide will not be reached more than the oxygen. And slowly you can see here, this is bicarbonate and carbonate. Over the period of time, when this is a liming material, as I already mentioned you that we are having 4.5 to 5.4 pH, we can go for 4000 kg per hectare liming and all. So this is bicarbonate. So bicarbonate, in the sense, this bicarbonate is suitable that it should be in our pond water. So our pH will be 7 to 9. This is the ideal pH for any of the aquatic organism. So this is again dynamics. I think we go on. Hello, Sonia.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, 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 sir.
How much time we are having actually?
Actually, we started late. The webinar always go from 4 to 5:30 only because we
Okay.
started late, so we cannot extend it beyond 5:30. I request you to wrap because
Okay.
last 15 minutes is for question and answers the participants want to ask.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So this is again the challenges which we are having: inland saline and sodic soil. What is this? I just wanted to make you understand. And this will go. So salinity is a major increasing problem in the irrigated areas worldwide. Although many efforts have been taken for development and utilization of the saline soil resources, utilizing salt-resistant crop. How we are utilizing the efforts? Salt-resistant crops, better irrigations method. There have been a little impact on the farmers' field. Now, this salt resistance areas are, salt resistance area, salt affected soils are of different kinds. That is salt affected soils, saline soil, alkali soil, sodic soil, and so on. But they are, you know, defined based on certain characteristics. Right? If we are talking about salt affected soil, they are formed under influence of soluble salts. Okay. Saline soil, they are higher amount of water soluble salts. Alkaline soil means all soils having alkaline reactions. Alkali soil means soiling having strongly alkaline reactions and high amount of sodium and exchangeable sodium. Whereas sodic soil having high amount of carbonate. So this is something, one another different coastal state and the soil which build in the very previous time. These soils are responsible, and more or less the nature and humans both are contributed for that. Now, the precondition of salt accumulation, what is the reasons that salt sources? Local weathering. Weathering means when this, rock and everything, they are broken down and they will ultimately, due to water, due to chemical, or due to gritting factories and all these things, when they are, breaking down and they are making some sort of soil, whatever the rock is having certain, salts or minerals that will be converted into the ultimately soil. Subsurface water, subsurface water, and human activity. These are the main things by that we are, and irrigation. In human activities, I want to tell irrigation, excess use of borewell water, this kind of things will come, right? And who is the transporting agent? Suppose a area which is near to the desert, and some strong wind will be there. The desert will come along with some salts will come. In Viraval zone and all these things, we will feel. When I was there, I felt that like when we touch our cheeks and everything, there will be salty particle because in air salts are coming from the soil or from sea areas, right? So this is again I have told. And see, this is the condition, what is happening, global estimation of secondary salination of the world irrigation land. This is something which is, painful and means really need to address. That much big areas are, coming under salinization. And this is, see, this land you can see, and beyond that land, you can see beautiful mustard khet or field. And beyond this side we are having whitish kind of structure. This whitish kind of structure, which is white in color, that shows a saline area, or salinity is there in that area. We cannot grow such mustard in that area, right? So again, when we will classify based on the parameters, this is the most classical parameters: saline, saline sodic, and saline non-sodic soil. There will be EC. EC means electrical conductivity, which should be less than 4 decisimon per meter in saline soil, and it should be more than 4 in saline, semi-saline. So this is something. pH should be less than in saline soil, pH here less than, but here pH more than 9.5. So based on these parameters, we can realize what kind of soil is ours. Suppose you are tested what soil, and in that if the pH is 9.5, so that will be, you can consider as saline soil. And the color also, I should say, white alkali soil, white alkali, and black alkali soil. So this is something which is, before seeing, or before agriculture, or before agriculture, we need to see some parameters. We can go with the pH, we can go with the pH, EC, color, and we can take our decisions. We should go for agriculture, we should go for agriculture or not. This is again some different soil. You can say this is saline soil, this is A particle, this is A different color zone, and this kind of things means I should not be in that more. And these are the crop which you can plant for that. In crop also part, I'm just trying to touch somewhat. This tolerant, you can see this salt tolerant means whenever you are having saline soil or that area, you can think of these plants. If you are going for the wheat and everything, that will be difficult, right? So this kind of things you can think of when you are having saline soil and opposition. And this is again a slightly halophytes, salt tolerant, glyphosites, salt tolerant glyphosites, or either. So what is halophytes? Halophytes are those plants which exhibit maximum relative growth under some salinity in a substrate. Means they are taking, they only halophytes can be used for such, such lands. So this we have discussed somewhat, and this is the some diseases coming and all these things. So I will not go much in depth in this. So what all the reclamation and management practices we are, thinking of it in this direction? That is, we are having physical methods, chemical methods, biological methods. So what is physical methods? Salt leaching or scraping. So removal of these salts having accumulated on the soil surface by the means of mechanical means. So mechanical means, we know that it's a tedious process, cumbersome process, and it is not practically possible. So what we are doing, we are utilizing so much of huge water, and that to be low saline water. And we are, putting these water bodies, and after that we are allowing to drain those water. So with the water, these salts particles are with these particles, with this soil, these particles are removing, and over the period of time there is a way. But again, it is a expensive, tedious, and not so, result oriented thing. Flushing and all these things, washing away the surface accumulated salt by flushing water. This is again physical means. So we need huge amount of water in this case. So that is also difficult sometimes. And drainage system. Drainage system is practically possible thing, but again it required higher, um, higher engineering side, or a proper plant thing is this. In that we are making certain plants or channels, by that this saline, this salt particles, they are just washing out. And different kind of drainages are there, like subsurface drainages, that ditches are provided so that the excess. Oh, oh. Uh, these are the field ditches and all these things. This kind of the few ditches are there, and subsurface drainage channel. In that, what is happening? We are providing huge pipes and everything, and which is running below the soil level, below the field level, and we are just pouring excess water. And what is happening? Those salt which is percolating towards this, it will be taken up by this under pipe water. So this is again an efficient area, but again it required, some amount of, monetary capital is required. Then chemical and all these things, we require gypsum, particularly for sodic and saline solic. So what is improves? It improves bulk density, agitated stability, water filtration, is kind of things. So this is something, again, chemical method, which is not so practical in a huge areas. We cannot go for the gypsum and all. And again, some flooding, raising again this raising water, lowering water, and draining that water. So this kind of thing are. So I just wanted to tell a Punjab case, critical case, where this initially we know that we were encasing and we were witness for the Green Revolution and all, where this. We improve the productivity of agriculture crop. But what happened on the time, the people of Punjab or northern part, they have utilized huge, this agriculture land, and fertilizer and all these things. By that, what happened? Certain part, especially in Punjab, eastern UP, and then Haryana, that soil becomes saline in nature. And now that soil is, not of any use, not even cultivating a single crop. So these areas, especially Punjab, Haryana, UP, Rajasthan, now they are utilizing uh, the land where wheat was cultivating. Now the shrimps are cultivating over there, because now those areas become inland saline areas. And there, where if we are taking water from the, this bore well, the water is saline in nature, soil is saline in nature. And that's why entire that community shift from this area shrimp culture. And this is something I already mentioned. This is, I think, so just a moment. So I just wanted to tell, this is again one case study I just wanted to tell. That is Muktasar, Punjab, using the pond system, 12 hectares of sodic land they have used. And what they have result, soil pH reduced to 9.4 to 8.1 in 18 months. Means not only this fish culture, utilizing of shrimp culture, utilizing of inland saline area. So, inland saline area is utilizing for production, but it is improving the health of the soil also. And this is the again not a simple thing. I just wanted to read the heading: the site assessment, water quality, biological desalination, and all these things that we have discussed in nut bit and pieces. And this is the case study which we have done in our institution, that we are having so much of inland saline area, and we tried that freshwater fishes can be adopted to the inland saline area. So what we did, we just taken few this we just made few saline water of 5 ppd, 10 ppd, 15 or 20 ppd. We want to see how much our fishes can be, survive, or can give good growth in this saline area. So just this is our experimental setup, and where we have just keep different salinities, and we have stocked different fishes under different salinity. And I just these are the observation of the period of time. We have just see the behavior as well. Just you see this LC15 we have done And this is the our experimental design, like control where fresh water is there. Then T1 means again 2.5, then 5, 10 or 15, or this 5, 10, 15, 20 centimeter. In the T3, that is 15 or 20 salinity, that this moderate death and everything very happen within the six hour of the this 6 hour of the experiment. And ultimately this is the growth, and this ultimately conclusion I will tell. What is the conclusion from the present study? It can be concluded that the labia rohita, means that freshwater fishes can tolerate salinity up to the level up to 10 ppt. 10 ppt means you are having a inland saline area which is not suitable for agriculture. You can utilize for the fish culture, even the rohu, which is a very delicious fish. People are first choice among IMC. And but you can culture up to 10 ppt, but the growth will be high or normal will be under 6 ppt. So means if you're having a water body or land which is having less than 5 ppt, you can culture the row. This is our observation in our laboratory condition. So this is again uh, what is farmer can think it of, start testing with. This is again not so I should go for that, because I don't want it to go beyond the time and everything. So this is something uh, self-explanatory, I should say. This nothing in that. uh, so okay, we are on to it, and I think so this is all from my side. uh, Hello, I think we are.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just thank you so much for such an informative presentation, taking everything from pond to soil to water, everything. I'll take it on later. But now, as we are running short of the time, it is now the stage is open for question and answers. You all
Yes.
can directly unmute yourself and ask all the question and answer with respect to any doubts you are having, or your future studies or your courses or anything. And you can also share your feedback about the session, about this webinar series and everything. So now the floor is all of yours.
Okay,
Thank
may
you.
I? Thank you so much. Thank you, GES, for organizing this on Soil Day. Very informative, and thank you, Professor Pradeep, for your beautiful presentation. In interest of time, I will ask very quick questions. Be very cryptic. One is that uh, in your knowledge, is there a data set available for India which is a time series in terms of increase in salinity? Because the slide that you showed was from FAO 1992.
This is quite old, right?
Yeah, old.
Hmm.
But at the same time, in the further slides, you also showed a figure from Punjab. So, do we have for India time series for states or for locations where we can see that we would know that whether the salinity is on the rise or it is constant, it is declining? This is my first.
Yeah.
My second, this is a query that comes to my mind when you were showing about physical removal of salinity. Is it not the problem, taking a problem from one location and transporting the problem to the other location? And my last question to you is that what kind of support do we get from the government? Are there some policy directives in this direction or not? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sudeep Saab. Very nicely you have pointed out this question. One by one, I will just wanted to answer this. That salinity rise, this is that like you're talking about the time series or real update data. That definitely it is there. And when we are talking with CMCRI kind of institutions, about other CMFRI institutions which is working for the fisheries, they are one is CSIR Institute, other is ICR Institute. They are having constantly data on inland saline areas, and especially and two three institutions like SIBA and CAP also, they are working especially in the northern part of the India, where particularly fisheries I'm talking. I'm not talking about this agriculture, but yes, recently data are updating where these saline areas are covering. Actually, I forget to put the map which is showing, and my data was old, I know that 1992, but it is showing that there is a increment in the salinity Apart of that, when we are utilizing this aquaculture or certain salt tolerance, plants, that is helpful in the reducing that thing. So I hope this first question I have answered justifully. Now, second question is again very important, but I did not cover here this bioremediation process. Dumping that from one point, if you are putting some salts and putting another area, that will enhance the salinity of that area. That is very correct, sir. So that's why we are working on certain species which is salt tolerant. At the same time, we are having certain governance rules which that you cannot utilize excess water from the bore well. Means this loopholes are there, but there are certain bioremediations, biophytation, phytoremediation as well. Things are there which is helping in dumping side. Now, government rule on all these things is if I will concerned with agriculture or inland saline, definitely governments are having subsidies if you are utilizing those water bodies which is inland saline or affected, and if you are culturing this, shrimp farming, or you are taking up certain, brackish water or urea species in that areas, you can definitely having supports through blue this PMSSY schemes are there.
Okay. Thank you, Vivek ji, for the wonderful answers. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vivek sir, we have a question. Sir, can
Yeah.
you suggest a small aquaculture sustainable model that is self-regulating and suitable for Himalayan region? It is asked by Rahul Rawat.
Himalayan region actually again there is a terrains are there, right? You are having a slope actually. So so there is a generally when we are having a natural slope, so we can think it of two things basically. One is raceway culture system. So raceway culture system is especially we are doing for the cold water fishes, and it is a huge in demand when we should go for the salmons in this this DCFR, Bhimtal and all these things. They are doing some a good experiment on that. They are culturing this cold water fishes, and they are having good setup for raceways. So this raceways is a important, kind of culture practice, especially when it comes to the fisheries in Himalayan regions, madam.
Thank you, sir. Rahul, I guess you got your answer. Any more questions? You can unmute yourself and ask Dr. Vivek, as well as you can share the feedback. Sir, we are having question in the chat. You can, yes, the questions can be put in the chat also. Preeti is asking, sir, can you suggest how subsurface drainage method is used for reclamation purpose in little bit more detail?
Actually, Preeti, this is an important question, but I think at present it will be difficult because it will take time. But in a superficial way, I can tell what is happening. We are just making some deep channels or sub channels where we are putting some, pipe or means, and we are pouring some water in that. So over the period of time, what is happening when the salt with the gravity they are coming down, they are mixing with that water and they are flushing out. So this is very expensive kind of things, and generally, cannot be offered by, for a small region and everything. So this is something which is, and this is basically a agriculture practice, basically. So, but it required, so many different kind of modeling is required, and we need to understand the depth and everything, and it required huge water. So this is something which I can tell on that. I think this in chat. I think questions. Okay.
Yes, sir, we have Bitika is saying it is a really informative topic for the presentation. Yeah, Preeti,
Uh,
any more questions? Sir, I want to ask, okay, we have Anubhav is asking, sir, can you suggest any research that we can do for soil water relation?
See, this soil water sounds very, small, but believe me, because I am working on this for years, and because my area of specialization is agriculture, small things need to be optimized. Means I should tell, okay, like suppose if you are having your water which is pH, 4, You use a simple chemical and try to increase it, and you just see this visualization. That visualization and the small research will give you huge, confidence. So many researchers are there. I mean, soil and water, I should say, countable, uncountable researchers are there. I think hundreds of research we can do on that. Soil water related to fisheries, soil water related to agriculture, soil water related to waste utilization, wastewater, saline. But small research you take up, you just take some alum and you just clean, small piece of dirty water. You will get from there so many ideas. So soil water, ample of scopes is there that you can go for that. And if you want, I can share my email. We will discuss on that. So I love to work on the soil water interaction, and it's a really important area where we should think in deep.
So I wanted to ask one question.
Yeah,
As like
please.
a lot of people in the meeting are postgraduate students, so what are the professional courses they can take? They are already postgraduate. So what further things they can take so that this soil water thing or the pond or the sustainable aquaculture, all these things they can turn it into livelihood. That's what.
Livelihood.
And
Okay.
what are the type of exams? Are there any certificate courses available? A short term because they're already master students. If they don't want to enter into the academics, then what are the other avenues available for them so that they can go ahead and make a career out of it?
Right. See, fisheries actually, there is uh, we heard that white revolution or a green revolution, and we are behind blue revolution now. Means government of India, in fact, and might have you guys heard that government of India have are playing so much of putting pumping so much of money to develop fisheries sector because it is a separate ministry. I think in the recent past there is a separate ministry for fisheries. It indicates the importance of fisheries in that. And now I come to the picture. All are PG post graduations. You are having the basic knowledge. You are having the great understanding or capturing power. PMSSY, under PMSY, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampata Yojana, in that so many schemes are available. Means I will share with Madam that also. In that you can be self-prone. Means if you are having a piece of land, you governments are giving huge subsidies in either of the factor. Like go for the freshwater culture, go for the raceways, go for the hatcheries, go for the you know. aquaponics, biofloc, so many things, seed production and all these things. So one thing is this means under PMSFY, governments are providing 60 to 40 base subsidies. They are providing trainings. Our institution, like from where I am, Kamden University, we are giving guidance. So many ICR institutes, they are giving guidance. So those are, or in fisheries from value addition, processing, culture, breeding, rearing, ornamental fishes, there are different avenues, and Government of India, they are having a beautiful platform. PMSSY, Ministry of Fisheries, you can search on the website. They are having different heads where they are offering so much huge, handsome capital to support means youngster which is interested in this area. And
Thank you.
any other question I left out?
No, no, thank you, sir. And actually, I also wanted to know, like you shared a case study of Punjab, where you said that the lands where the wheat were grown, now it is used for shrimp and culture. So I just wanted to know, are the studies available based on how different it changed their community? Because if you look at that northern region, they are not more on agriculture based. So is there are studies available where we are seeing the pattern of changing with respect to the changing in agriculture pattern? Or in the population, in the specifically in the population, is there migration happening and all those things, just demographic changes?
Yeah, actually, in that, those who have taken up that, I personally talk to them, I personally know them, those who have taken their area, those who have dedicated their area to the fisheries on time, and they have utilized huge subsidies, they are doing wonderfully, they are become more rich compared to the previous thing. But those who did not want to, change to the this their agriculture to this area, in spite of their soil is unfit for their agriculture, those they are in the trouble. But those who have changed, definitely their and I have case studies. Though the people are telling that we are earning from 1 acre some 4.5 ton. shrimps, and very well the quantity, the price of shrimp in the local as well as export market. So the huge amount of money people are making from Haryana, Punjab, and Rajasthan in that. That is for sure. But those who have taken this, they have implemented this thing. Uh, in that I can comment.
So I just wanted to know, like, what is the scenario? One side, the Punjab, they are, changing from agriculture towards aquaculture. What is the current scenario of the fishermen of Gujarat or the Maharashtra? You can say those who are into agriculture, aquaculture, and all those things. Are they facing the challenges? Are they trying to shift towards some other form of agriculture, or they are happy with what they were doing? It's just out of query.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, if I'll tell more precisely about the Gujarat is having a trend of, culturing shrimp basically, and they are heavily depend on the capture side, sorry. Capture side means they are going to the ship, especially in Veraval or this Porbandar side, they are having huge ships and everything. They are going to the sea for multi-day trawling, and they are capturing so many fishes, they and processing here, and after that they are sending to the outside. So this is one thing which is not going to change. But when it comes to the inland landlocked states like Navsari, Surat, and this Anand kind of place, where people adopted shrimp culture as their prime, and they are doing wonderfully in that. They are making huge money. They are utilizing. They are contributing to the production of the shrimp as well. But especially one area which is today's topic, inland saline. If we are going to Bhamsara, Rajula, this kind of area, that area is, need to be, see and need to be addressed, and people should come up to take those area as their professional, because again, the land is just not suitable for fully suitable for agriculture there. Only, I think, personally, I visited also the Bhamsar and all these things. Only one crop they are taking, and after that, there will be either waterlogged condition or that salinity in a particularly 100-meter distance. I have seen the salinity of 100 ppt to 5 ppt in a 100-meter distance. So that is the area which can be explored with planning, because that area is not of it's a big area which is seems to be waste. So there need to be definitely people should think that nearby area which is utilized.
And one more last question, sir. From your experience working across ecosystem and communities, what is that one shift in how we understand or value soil that you feel is urgently needed today? Means, what is that one shift you wanted to address to the whole crowd so that we get more connected and work upon the soil and the World Soil Day
Uh,
webinar?
Soil. This is again that we are telling that soil is, in a literal sense, is the mother nature, and we are getting everything from that only. Everything means everything. Our existence based is coming from the soil. Those means if a seed is going inside the soil, it is coming as a plant, it is giving us fruit, it is giving us crop and everything. So particularly the audience and today's youth, everyone I should say, we should have a responsibility that we should reduce the waste. That we should very clear what to dump in the soil, what not to dump in the soil. That is in physical form or a hard form. Second thing is that people will not understand that thing in domestic wages, industries, in factories. Chemicals ultimately are coming to the water body. And ultimately those water bodies are somewhere infecting these soils. Use of fertilizer, use of agricultural fertilizer, use of chemical in that. So natural farming, organic farming, justified for dumping any site, use rationally those that dumping article, where to dump, what to dump, when to dump, or if not possible, go for a treatment plant. If you, in fact, I think in our domestic kitchen also we should think like this. Our laundry also putting so much of phosphorus in the water, and that phosphorus ultimately coming in the water bodies at one point of time, which is creating so much of eutrophic conditions. And one fine morning we will heard in particular lake so many fish died. That is the reason somewhere we definitely contribute in that. So rationally, judicially, we should use chemical if at all required, otherwise trying to shift towards natural things or natural farming kind of thing, or we should talk against these harmful chemicals. That is one point I just wanted to tell.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We have one more question. Sir, can you utilizing aquaculture help to reduce toxic element in soil, which is induced by leaching from landfills?
Yeah, basic. This is a phytoremediation kind of thing, where we are so many, this what I'm saying, plants are using, but there is an experiment, or there is a stories from Bengal, especially wastewater culture systems are utilizing over there. There are certain aquatic plants are there, like Icornia is there, Salvinia is there. So this Icornia and all these things, they are taking this heavy metal, or they are taking all the metals or nutrient from the water bodies. So such kind of models are there in fisheries. But as it is, we required this Icornia in water. So definitely, these aquatic plants are capable of that. They are doing in aquatic water bodies this thing. So definitely, in that they can fix this thing. Means they can have the potential to fix this.
Thank you, sir. I hope, Tanvi, you got your answer. So, any more questions to Dr. Vivek? Sir, please share your email ID into the chat box so that
Yeah,
people
yeah,
can connect to you.
yeah. I'm giving my another email ID, not of this institutional email ID, right? Okay, I hope it is visible to all.
Yes, it is visible to all. And now it is already, we are over the time for the webinar. Any more further questions, or we shall wrap up? If you have any questions, you can reach out to Dr. Vivek on the said email. I'm sure he will guide you for your future also. And with that, we wrap up for today's webinar. I would like to give again thanks to all of you who joined us today, stayed with us in spite of the technical glitch, and especially to our speaker, Dr. Vivek, who all together took us from a journey from soil to water to ponds to agriculture to aquaculture to methods of leaching and how to come over with physical methods of removing the soil salinity in subsurface drainage, Punjab case study of their own institute. It was such an enriching session for us, a kind of a masterclass and covering the whole story. So on behalf of GES, I would like to thank you. And before we depart, I request everyone, please open up your cameras for a group photograph. Once again, request everyone, please open up your cameras for the group photograph. Thank you, everyone. And I'll hand over to Dr. Jayendra, wishing you all the new year wishes. Dr. Jayendra, over to you for as the director of GES.
Thank you, Dr. Vivek. It was such a informative uh, presentation. We are learning a lot of things like nitrogen cycle and phosphorus cycle, and you took particular window out of that entire cycle, how that nutrients interact when there is water and soil interactions are there. So it was very interesting. Each and every nutrient behaves differently, and we have to deal differently so that we don't have nutrient enrichment or soil salinity problem. One key things which is very critical: don't allow your system to become a sink of nutrients. Otherwise, like it will become a saline, like a sea, because sea is a sink of everything, and sea is getting over the years is getting saline, as we know. So this is a key, and you need to manage it so that to improve productivity. This what I learned today. Thank you so much. Thank you for a nice presentation.
Thank you, Jain sir, and thank you, Gujarat Ecological Society, who has given me this opportunity to before this wonderful audience and wonderful institution who is working for the environment there. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you once again for this opportunity.
So, with that, we wrap up today's session webinar and wishing you all the very best for the new year. Happy New Year in advance, and we'll again meet in 2026, upcoming with more fascinating webinar series for the every month arranged and planned. So, you may log out now. The recordings of this will be available on our YouTube channels once it is available.
Thank you. Thank you. New Year. Happy New Year to one and all. Thank you. Thank you once again.